Here is Devin Haney's hit according to Bill Haney. Number 1, Teofimo Lopez, Shakur Stevenson, Gervonta Tank Davis, Jerome Boots Ennis, Brian Norman, Mario Barrios, Keyshawn Davis, Raleigh Romero, Connor Ben, and last but not least, Ron Garcia. Very interesting list here. I'm not going to break down each and every single name here. There's no point in doing that. Here's what the key points are that I'm going to address, though. 1, I'm a little bit shocked to see Connor Ben at number 9. Now, I understand that he's been accustomed to be essentially, most people believe that Connor Ben's going to be fighting at 154 moving forward. So if that's the factor, then fine. But I don't know why he's even on that list. But if Connor Ben slimmed down to 147 still, that would be a mega fight for Devin Haney. So I'm a little bit shocked he didn't want that fight. Number 10, I feel like Ron Garcia would just add on into this list simply to be a guy that's added on to the list. I think there's something a little bit of shots there. Like, if I were to be honest, I think you probably would put Ron Garcia above, I guess Mario Barrios is the world champion. So I'd probably put him above Keyshawn Davis potentially. But at the end of the day, I think they just threw him on there just to kind of ruffle some feathers there. Other things I want to point out from this list. Boots Ennis was number 4. A little bit shocked that you'd have the unified champion at 147 all the way at number 4. I get Tank Davis would be a massive fight to make, but that's unrealistic. If Devin Haney is at 147, Tank Davis is not coming back into that weight class. So that makes no sense in my opinion. And then you look at the two other ones. Shakur Stevenson, very same thing there. What I really want to emphasize this, though, is Teofimo Lopez. I talked about this earlier in the week. Teofimo Lopez and Devin Haney is the fight to make. Devin Haney is not necessarily ready to go after and fight Jerome Boots Ennis right away. I'm not saying he can't win that fight, but I'm saying if you're going to move up to 147 and you're going to go after Jerome Boots Ennis in your second fight at 147, that doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Teofimo Lopez is the fight that makes sense. Two guys coming up from 140. Both guys have been kind of pitted against each other for quite some time now. This would be a massive fight to make in New York City. Massive. And I feel like that's the fight to make. Now, would it be the most entertaining fight in the world? I'm not sure. It depends what version of Teofimo Lopez and Devin Haney we get. But as I will say time and time again, when Teo fights a guy that is at a high level, Teo likes to rise his ability to fight and fight at the best of his ability. And when that occurs, you get a very special, good Teofimo Lopez. You could say the very same thing against Devin Haney as well. When the stakes are higher, Haney likes to rise to those occasions. And there's a chance that when we get those two guys squared off in a ring, the buildup would be great. But when you get those two guys in the ring, I think we have a chance to have a masterclass performance from two different guys. Two guys of great skill, technique. And listen, I will always say this. Devin Haney is extremely skilled. I get these things that people want to judge him and hate on him for. Fine, you do you. But when I evaluate a fighter, there's no debating that Devin Haney is still one of those guys that's a top 15 talent in boxing right now. Likewise with Teofimo Lopez. So when I look at those two guys, this is a perfect fight to happen. You could have said this fight should have happened 1 or 2 years ago. But now is certainly the right time. It makes perfect sense. Because the winner of that fight sets himself up for a world title fight then easily, without a shadow of a doubt, at 147. And so by Devin Haney putting Teofimo Lopez right there, I agree with that. And I think both guys need to come together because for Teo, the Boots Ennis fight is probably not going to happen right now. Boots Ennis has to do a mandatory fight right now. Now, yes, you could step him aside, all those different things. No. Boots Ennis has to do his mandatory. Barnes is set up to fight Pacquiao. Brian Norman is set to fight Jin Sasaki. Those guys are all going to be booked out for the next few months. They're probably not going to be returned to the ring, any of them, for another 4-ish months. So who else are you going to fight? Ron Garcia has to be off the table at this point in time. So the fight between Devin Haney and Teofimo Lopez must be made. I absolutely love that fight. I think we need to see those two guys go after it. When you talk with those two guys, like I said, absolutely great skills. Two guys step in that ring will be an incredible fight. It should happen in New York City. I know if it's a Turkey Out Sheik card, who knows what it's going to be put at. But if it's in New York City, that's the fight to make between those two guys.